So welcome to this lecture, Making Tax Digital. How do we become a digital practice? My name is Dean Wootten. Well, MTD, I think, should be regarded as a huge opportunity for accountancy practices. And if your firm does view it as an opportunity, then I think that's going to get you in a very positive frame of mind. And there's a huge amount of clients out there that need help. And lots of them haven't got accountants at the moment, pensioners with buy-to-let portfolios. So lots and lots of opportunity under MTD. There's lots of accountants that I come across, sole practitioners, looking towards retirement. This is coming along and they're just not interested, and rightly so, because they might be looking at retiring in a couple of years' time. Why would they be getting MTD compliant? So there's huge opportunities out there for digital practices. Now, Budget 17 has given us the time we need to get this right, and I think that's really important. We've seen on earlier lectures that you could be looking at 2020-21 for self-employed clients going to MTD. Plenty of time to get this as it should be. So we've now got time to consider all the various software offerings, and we've got to consider key questions. Like, how do they interact with our existing software, the accounting packages? What is best for clients currently without software? Which price brackets will clients be comfortable with? Bearing in mind accountants can get significant discounts. And how can we generate more fees? If you're one of these firms that are thinking it's going to take more time, then I don't think you're fully embracing the power of the software that's out there. And actually, this could be viewed very, very positively. And it can make our practice more efficient. Management accounts should be efficient going forward, very efficient going forward, if we can train our clients to use the software. Many firms I come across are forming a small working party to consider the best way forward. That's a good idea. I think you've got time now to do that. There's definitely a solution to MTD. It's just spending the time looking and seeing what fits. Now, workload is quite a common concern under MTD. Now, initially, practitioners' workloads might be an area of concern, but we have open access to our clients' cloud-based systems, and I think that should minimise our work. So all unincorporated landlords, most unincorporated business have a 31st of March, 5th of April year end. So the calendar quarters potentially have significant uploading responsibilities. But if we view this as an ongoing monthly process, pressing the button once a quarter is not going to be a big deal. Now, what I mean by that is we have open access to our client's software. Now, we should be spending every month 15-20 minutes logging into a client system, seeing what's going on, seeing if it seems okay, nothing obviously wrong. You might log on to some clients and there's literally nothing there, and that's a worry, so you get on the phone to them and see what's going on. Some clients, you look at it, all seems fine, they get into grips with it, they like the bank fees, they're doing their own reconciliations, works great. But you're doing that each month, so little and often. Now, when you do that, then the quarter, it's almost like a non-event, because the quarter is just like any other month. You're logging on, 15-20 minutes, having a quick look, seems all right, get the client's permission, up it goes. So if we utilise the cloud-based functionality of the software, the workload shouldn't be a massive, massive issue. Now, it might be an idea for slightly larger practices to get teams working in particular software. So, for example, there might be somebody's better at Xero, somebody's better at QuickBooks, somebody's better at or an expert in those packages. And any of those queries could be directed to that particular person. And you can move them around every 6 months or so. So MTD opportunities. Our client data constantly available to accountants. Now, can we use this data to provide added value? Clients can enter data, but will they understand the information? If we are using the software to its full capability, we can easily produce meaningful profit and loss balance sheets on a monthly, quarterly basis, whatever the client wants. Now, I think we should be doing this anyway. We should be looking at the software out there and thinking this software is very, very strong. It can really help our practice, offer this added value. Now, we should be doing that anyway, not just because MTD is coming. We should be looking at this and saying this current software offers good opportunity. Now, accountants, for me, will need staff with slightly different skill sets to complement their existing staffing levels. For example, you might have the odd apprentice being engaged. Now, somebody straight out of A-levels, an interest in IT, a bit of basic accounting training, I think that'd be quite useful in an accounting practice. So slightly different mix of staff. You still need the higher charge out people because the 10-month final checks, etc. That still needs to be done. But there's going to be a lot of like basic work under MTD, just opening it up, checking, quick look, seems all right, on to the next one, helping with IT issues, answering those. So that doesn't need necessarily high charge out people to do that. Now, how do we get clients migrating to software? Now, there is a revenue pilot scheme running, which you could join if you want to, but I think it would be wise to run our own pilot scheme. Use the period they've given us, this time, to just move a few clients across and iron out teething problems. Now, that would be from our perspective and the client perspective. Just see what clients find difficult, see how it's best to resolve it. We could do that with maybe 5 clients, 10 clients, just move them across. And start offering the complete bookkeeping solution and just see what works. Is our client interested in quarterly accounts with a bit of comment on them? Make sure we utilise those direct bank feeds. They're very, very useful. Now, cost will be a factor, but using software to its full extent does reduce that pressure on cost. Now, one common question I get is, this is all great, but what about that client that comes in with a Tesco carrier bag? Or that client that is 82 years old and keeps a perfect cash book and they're just not going to take this on board? Well, unfortunately, those types of clients, they have to change going forward. And to be honest, software is going to make those clients easier to deal with. Now, if those clients have predominantly bank receipts and payments, then the direct bank feeds will be a big, big help. We're going to try and get them on board, put a bit of time in at the beginning, showing them how easy these apps are and how easy the software is. Try and get them using it. Now, some will be resistant, but we've got to keep pursuing because there are no exceptions to this. They have to have records on software. Now, if they are a predominantly cash-based business, the mobile apps are definitely going to be worth a look. And we should be looking at the mobile apps with them, explaining how it works, and just getting them to enter data into their apps. If they enter data, we can take it from there with the help of bank feeds, etc. But it's that entering of data. Our aim should be to migrate all clients to software, and that should be just a general objective anyway. We should be looking to use software to get more efficient as a practice, when MTD comes along, it's not going to be a massive issue. So the current software is very, very strong. And if our practice is using it to its full capability, then we're going to become very slick. We're going to have a lot more ability to deal with many, many more clients. And I think there will be more clients under this. So to conclude, making tax digital will undoubtedly happen. The positives from the budget, 17, is that we now have the time to prepare for this. Initially, we should be writing to clients, telling them it's coming, but we're on top of it. We then need to be sitting down and looking at all the different software packages and just seeing what suits our client base. Software providers such as FreeAgent, Cashflow, QuickBooks, Sage, Xero, they're all very, very similar, and one of them will, I'm sure, take your fancy. There was others outside of that as well, but I think they're the bigger players. They will definitely be putting the resource into this offerings. Now, spreadsheets will be accommodated under MTD, but are they the best fit? I don't think so. I think we should be trying to wean clients off spreadsheets and get them into one of these better cloud-based products. And do look for new opportunities. There is going to be many, many more clients out there under MTD. Just simply looking at the buy-to-let market. Retired, pensioners, etc., buy-to-let income over £10,000, they are going to be quarterly uploading. They are going to need help, in my opinion. And we can tap into that market. So MTD for me, it's going to be a pain for some clients very resistant to it, but in the main, if we look on this as an opportunity, get clients across to the very powerful software, improve our service in terms of what we can offer, then surely this must mean it must be more positive. If you think back to when they introduced online filing of self-assessment returns, or RTI, we all had concerns about how that would work, and I'm sure everyone's got concerns about this, but in time I think MTD is going to be very, very positive. Well, that concludes the lecture on becoming a digital practice. My name is Dean Wootten. Thank you for listening.